Hello, everyone, and welcome to another season of Whether or Not. I'm Mike Susko.
I'm your forecaster, Jenna.
And Jordyn, welcome back after we had a summer break here. How was your summer?
It was great. I had a couple internships. I learned a lot, worked on the key a little bit. The green screen is the key.
Nice. I had the chance to work at an internship as well and definitely learned a lot with them. Hopefully, we'll show here in the next season just how much I learned. We'll see about that, though. All right, we also have 3 new members joining us here. We have Matt Yarosewick, Hannah Evans, and Christopher Tate. We'll be meeting them in just a little bit. But first, Nature in the News.
Researchers have recently found that spiders have the best chance of surviving severe tropical storms, including hurricanes. Tropical systems have an evolutionary impact on the most aggressive spiders surviving these storms. Colonies of spiders were researched before and after significant hurricane events along the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. Researchers broke spiders into 2 different categories, docile versus aggressive. Aggressive species of spiders were able to acquire more resources to survive throughout the tropical storms and are more prone to fight and survive throughout each tropical storm than the docile spiders.
The tropics have heated up this past week. Hurricane Dorian decimated the Grand Bahama and Abaco Islands as the storm roared ashore with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour. The only storm to ever surpass that wind speed on record was Hurricane Allen back in 1980, which struck Mexico and had winds of 190 miles per hour. 2 other tropical storms formed this past week as well. Tropical Storm Fernand developed off the coast of Mexico and Texas. The storm has since moved ashore, bringing heavy rain and gusty winds to the Mexican coastline. Farther out in the Atlantic, Tropical Storm Gabrielle formed, but this storm is forecasted to remain away from land and only affect the fish. While it seems like a light switch was suddenly switched on the Atlantic, the peak of hurricane season for the Atlantic Basin is actually this week coming up on Tuesday, September 10th. That's the official peak of the season, and it looks like Mother Nature is taking full advantage of it over the next few days.
And right now, we're actually introducing some new members to join Whether or Not, and this is Hannah Evans.
Hi. Nice to be here with you, Jordyn.
Yes, I'm excited for Hannah to join because we will have 2 girls on the Whether or Not team, and last year I was all by myself with a bunch of guys.
So I'm happy to be here.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. First off, I want to know where you're from.
I'm from Broomall, Pennsylvania. It's in Delaware County, right outside Philadelphia.
Nice. Okay, so you're close to Philadelphia.
Yes.
And why did you choose the Penn State, and why did you choose meteorology?
So my whole dad's side of the family went here, so it was an obvious choice for me. And when I was coming into Penn State, I didn't know what major to pick. And my parents always said, when I was little, I used to love the weather. So my mom said, if you loved it when you were little, you probably like it now. Yeah. So might as well just do that and be on TV. I like talking to people. I like being broadcasting, so yeah. I think it's fun.
So even though this is our first show, does that still hold true? Like, you like the broadcasting and the cameras and the talking to people, and is it still holding true through Campus Weather Service and through our first couple of segments on the show?
Yes, I love Campus Weather Service. I love coming here every Wednesday doing the show. I think it's so much fun, and I'm excited for the rest of the year.
Yes, I'm excited to have you and the rest of the new members. Up next, we have Nature in the News.
September is finally here, and that means some seasonal changes are on the way. Kids and teachers head back to school this past week, and America finally resumes the tradition of football Sundays for the rest of the year. But September also marks another change, summer into fall. While the first official day of fall is not until September 23rd in a couple weeks, last Sunday marked the first day of meteorological fall, and people are already buzzing about fall foliage this year. A forecast that was released by SmokyMountains.com allows its users to see when they can expect peak foliage to hit their area. Here in central Pennsylvania, peak foliage is expected around mid-October, which is normal for any given year. A key factor in just how mesmerizing the leaves will be this fall is moisture. Heavy rain can cause the leaves to fall off before they have a chance to change their color, according to the National Arboretum. The best weather for fall foliage is a growing season with lots of moisture, followed by a dry, warm, and sunny fall with frostless nights.
This weekend on September 1st is the first official day of fall, well, specifically meteorological fall. But there is a difference between meteorological fall and astronomical fall. Astronomical fall is not until the end of the month on September 23rd. So why do meteorologists define seasons differently than the usual or astronomical fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons? Well, astronomical seasons depend on the tilt of the Earth in relation to the sun. Meteorological seasons are dependent upon the yearly temperature cycle and how it changes throughout the year. Meteorologists break down seasons into 3 months per group based on the temperature cycle. Summer is known as the hottest time of the year, which includes June, July, and August, whereas winter includes the 3 coldest months, December, January, and February. The spring and fall months are known as the transition periods before the colder and warmer months. Meteorologists use this temperature cycle to help calculate seasonal statistics more accurately. But if you are wondering, your yearly calendar goes by astronomical seasons and not meteorological seasons. That's really just a tool for meteorologists to use when creating statistics.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined by Christopher Tate, our third member of the Whether or Not team. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Mike. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Thank you for joining us here. And you're not from Pennsylvania, right?
No, I am not from Pennsylvania. I'm actually from North Carolina. I live about an hour west of Raleigh up Interstate 40. So nice spot in the southeast to keep an eye on all of the snow that happens in the mountains and all the tropical mischief that can happen down to our east.
I have to ask you, since you are in North Carolina, you both get winter and summer, just like we do here in Pennsylvania, but you have the mountains and then the beach. Which one's better?
Oh, the quintessential question that many North Carolinians stumble on. I'm torn. The mountains really look amazing in the fall when you start to get that fall foliage going. It's one of the hottest spots in the country for capturing the fall foliage and the changing leaves. But you can't deny the beaches. I mean, I don't know how to answer.
Well, I'll let you think about that one for a little bit, but why did you decide Penn State? I mean, NC State has a meteorology program. My cousin actually goes there for business, but they have a very good meteorology program. So why did you pick Penn State?
Well, it was a really tough choice between Penn State and NC State and a couple of other schools, but ultimately, because I want to go into broadcasting, Penn State has a very strong broadcast program within the meteorology department that some of the other schools I was looking at didn't have. So that kind of drew me into Penn State.
All right, well, that sounds good. Thank you again, Chris, for joining us, and we are happy to have you. All right, next up, Jordyn with the Central Pennsylvania forecast.
Good evening, I'm Jordyn Jenna here with your Central Pennsylvania forecast. On Friday, it's going to be mild and pleasant outside. We'll have some partly cloudy skies, and to the northwest is a low pressure system. That's not really affecting our area. We also have Hurricane Dorian staying off the coast, and that's not going to affect our area either. On Saturday is our best bet for some systems moving through. We have a cold front moving in from the northwest. That'll be moving through the Commonwealth in the afternoon. And along with that, some moisture coming right off the coast. That could be affecting us, bringing us more cloud cover. I don't really think we're going to have any showers in our area, maybe in northern Pennsylvania. On Sunday, it'll be dry and pleasant outside again, and it'll feel very comfortable outside with lower humidity values as that cold front pushes off. A high of 74 for Friday. It'll be calm and pleasant outside, and Friday night, partly cloudy with a low of 54. Still overall a great night. Saturday, 73 for your high, partly cloudy skies. Again, mainly dry throughout the day. Maybe a little more cloud cover when that cold front pushes through. And then on Sunday, a high of 72, dry and mild. Up next, we have an interview with one of our newest members, Matt Yarosewick.
Thank you very much, Jordyn. I'm joined by Matt Yarosewick, another member of the Whether or Not team that's joining us. Matt, thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me on the team this semester.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. And where are you from exactly?
I am from PA. I'm from Westchester, which is in Chester County. It's just this side of Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're very close to where I am, actually, about maybe an hour away. So who knows? Maybe we'll see each other out in the summer. And with Philadelphia, are you a Philadelphia sports fan, or are you kind of here and there with some teams?
Well, I will say I am a Philly sports fan, everything except football. The rest of my family does love the Eagles, but for most of you out there, I am a Patriots fan, so you can hold that against me however
I
you'd
think
like.
we're going to have a problem here then.
I thought we might.
Nah, we're glad to have you. And Matt, you decided to go the broadcast meteorology route. What made you do that?
Well, it's just something that I think I've always really enjoyed doing, being in front of the camera and really giving information to the people, the public. That's what I've always liked doing. I've always watched it on TV, and I just found that so fascinating. And to be able to combine that with my love of weather, that hits the ball out of the park for me.
And a lot of times with meteorology students especially, you'll find that a lot of them had this weather bug since they were very young. Was that the case for you?
It was the case for me. When I was very young, it was going to snow outside. Everybody was saying school was canceled and all that. And actually, I went on weather.com after watching the Weather Channel and was being able to get on the radar and everything and track the storm. And since then, I've been hooked.
You know, I've heard very similar stories to that. In fact, something similar to mine, although it was with Hurricane Sandy that made me decide that I wanted to go into broadcasting personally. Now, since you are a sports guy, I have to ask you, your forecast for the game this weekend, Penn State versus Buffalo, who's winning?
Penn State, 100%.
Is it going to be a blowout, or do you think it's going to be a close game?
I do believe that the first game back here in Happy Valley that's under the lights, I think that adrenaline rush goes right through this team and they'll just roll right over them.
All right, well, you predict the weather, and you're fairly good at it, so let's see if you're good at predicting those sports teams, all right, and their victories. All right, thanks, Matt. Up next, we have the extended forecast.
And now for your extended forecast. So we're going to have a pleasant weekend ahead of us with temperatures in the 70s, 74 for Friday, some partly cloudy skies. It'll be dry and pleasant for the rest of your weekend as well. 73 for Saturday, 52 for your low. Sunday, 72, still in the 70s with a low of 54. And it'll actually be pretty dry outside for your Sunday after we have a cold front push through. And for next week, some more pleasant weather is on the way, and we have some more sunshine too. You can check out Monday and Tuesday though. We see temperatures are dropping below average. Our average for this time of year is around 78 degrees, and well, we're staying below average until around Wednesday. We jump up above 80. I don't think it's going to be too much warmer than around 80 degrees, but it'll be warmer for your Wednesday with a lot of sunshine next week as well. So next week's also pleasant along with this weekend. So we're going through a long stretch of some pleasant weather.
Yes. Finally, this summer we had nothing but rain. So it's good that we finally get the sunshine here back in Pennsylvania.
I'm excited.
But unfortunately, it's also hurricane season, and we were talking about Dorian all week this past week here. And speaking of hurricane season, earlier we asked you what was the highest wind speed that was ever recorded in the Atlantic Basin for a hurricane? Was it A, 185 miles per hour, B, 190 miles per hour, C, 200 miles per hour, or D, 170 miles per hour? And if you said B, you are correct. It was Hurricane Allen back in 1980 when it struck the Mexico-Yucatan Peninsula. That's when it had 190 miles per hour. That's insane.
That's literally insane.
But the Hurricane Dorian was only 5 miles
Right.
less when it struck the Bahamas last weekend. So they're only talking about 5 miles difference there. It's tied for the second.
Right. And also, it was devastating for there was actually, on Twitter, I saw a post of sharks swimming through people's homes.
You're kidding.
No.
Wow.
I'm like, you don't think about that stuff.
Yeah, even the people that go through hurricanes on a regular basis, you'll never think of like sharks, well, especially sharks, but if anything like that going through your house.
Exactly.
It's
devastating. And
that's
we really need to
devastating,
pray for those people in those islands.
and all the people that were impacted, our prayers are certainly with them and their families as they go through this difficult time. Well, thank you guys all for watching us. We'll be back here next week. I'm Mike Susko.
I'm Jordyn Jenna.
Have a great night, everyone.